Hare Krishna, welcome all devotees to our Srimad Bhagavatam overview session prior to our 10th Canto Bhagavatam class. It will be starting from next week, next Saturday onwards. We'll have a 10th Canto, chapter by chapter. So, welcome you all for today's overview session of 7, 8, and 9 cantos. So, we have today with us His Grace Sri Bhagavad Seva Das Prabhu. Prabhuji is familiar with all of us because he was there with us last week also. So, small introduction. Prabhuji is from Pune ISKCON and he is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj.
Prabhuji, it's okay. We all know each other already.
Okay. So, just Prabhuji is
Because
serving.
today we have 3 cantos to cover today. It's a test for me.
So, we will proceed with the class today. Before that, we will welcome Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times all together. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Hare
Ram Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Sri Bhagavad Seva Prabhu, you can take
Hare
over
Krishna.
now.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you very much once again. I'm very grateful to be with all of you once again. So it's my great fortune that every week, last 1 week and previous to that, I got to associate with all of you who are having so much eagerness to hear Krishna Katha always. And in online also, I see so many lectures happening. Thank you for being so enthusiastic and for hearing and inspiring me to Hare Krishna. So we'll begin with the short prayers without taking much time because today we have a long way to go. Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I seek the blessings of all the devotees present online so that we can discuss Srimad Bhagavatam in Parampara and as presented by our Acharyas, especially Srila Prabhupada. Is my voice audible, Prabhu, clearly?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's clear.
Jai.
Very clear.
Yes. So last 3 sessions, six cantos. So today we will go through 6, 7, 8 and 9. these three cantos we'll try to go through. And till now we saw uh, various pastimes from Canto 1 till Canto 6. And towards the end of Canto 6, we had seen the pastime of Chitraketu and then Vritrasur. And we had come to the last chapter where Diti performs Punsavana Yagya, Punsavana worship, for getting a son who can kill Indra, because Indra was the cause for the death of her two sons, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, before. So she wanted to take a revenge, and eventually, by the process given by Kashyapa Muni, she gets purified by performing that devotional service, and she loses the desire to take revenge. And at the same time, Indra was very fearful that she is doing a worship for getting a son who can kill him. So he also entered the womb of Diti, seeing that there was a fault in the worship, and he tried to kill the womb of Diti. And eventually he realizes that uh, the womb, which was cut into 49 pieces by Indra, were his own brothers. They were pious, they were demigods in quality. So Indra did not kill them further. And when Indra comes out of the womb of Diti, he confides himself to Diti that he was having a wrong motive, and he seeks forgiveness. And Diti also opens her heart, saying that I also had a wrong intention of killing you. And that way, both of them reveal their heart and resolve the conflict that they had. And now, after this, the seventh canto begins with a very interesting question by Parishit Maharaj. So till now, Parishit Maharaj saw that on the request of Indra and demigods, Lord appeared and helped them to kill Vritrasur, and he also killed Hiranyaksha in the past, and so many demons were killed on the request of Indra and the demigods. So Parishit Maharaj got a question. So is it that Lord is always taking the side of demigods and is killing the demons? So is Lord partial? This was a very important question put forth by Parishit Maharaj in front of Shukdev Goswami. So there begins the Canto 7 with this. So I'll just share the screen to see this beautiful PPTs which were uh, taken from His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. Yes. So here we go with the Canto 7. Yeah. So because of how the link between Canto 6 and 7 is like this. Because of the killing of demons, Parishit Maharaj got a question that whether Lord is favoring only demigods and taking side of demigods and killing demons. So it is like accusing a very great person. Sometimes when teacher is partial in the school, children become very unhappy that teacher is taking side of some students, she's favoring some students. So children never liked someone who is very partial, either it is parent or teacher. So here it's a great accusation on Lord's character that Lord is being doubted as a person of partiality. So therefore, Shukdev Goswami narrates very beautiful section of Canto 7. He says that uh, just like why we favor someone and why we don't favor someone is because we are in duality. We consider someone as friend and we consider someone as enemy because of our own dualities and different modes. So by the effect of modes, we consider someone as friend and someone as enemy. That way we do partiality. But Lord is not like that. Lord is beyond three modes. Because he is not getting affected by any modes, he always remains impartial. Although when there is a mode of goodness prevalent, demigods become strong, and when the mode of passion and ignorance are more prevalent, then the demons become strong, and that is natural. But Lord does not get affected by the different modes. Just like electricity, when it passes through a refrigerator, it produces cold, and when it passes through a heater, it produces heat. But electricity has nothing to do, it is only with the machines that are coming in the path. or in other words, the water when it is put for chili plant, or it is put for mango tree, and different tastes are coming. Water has no fault in it, but the trees are having their own natures. In the similar way, the Lord is also does not get affected when he comes in this world, and he does not get affected by the modes. So same way, that's how Lord remains impartial. Although apparently it may appear that Lord is partial. And for explaining this, Shukdev Goswami says that your grandfather Yudhishthir had the similar question in the past, and he asked it to Narad Muni. So when Rajasuya Yajna was going on, at that time Shishupal was killed by Lord, because Shishupal was blaspheming out of envy. Lord Krishna killed Shishupal in the arena of Rajasuya Yajna. And in front of everyone, the soul of Shishupal entered the body of Lord Krishna. So this was very astonishing to everyone. Yeah. So this was very astonishing to everyone. So seeing this, Yudhishthir Maharaj got a question, and he asked Narad Muni, "Oh Narad Muni, I am seeing it's a wonder. How is it that Shishupal is blaspheming Lord Krishna and he is getting delivered? He is getting liberation. Whereas in the past we saw there was King Venu also, who was demoniac, and he was blaspheming Lord, criticizing Lord, but he was sent to hell. How is it that Lord is partial in favoring Shishupal and not favoring Vena?" So this was a question put forward by Yudhishthir Maharaj to Narad Muni in the assembly of Rajasuya Yajna. Yes. So Yudhishthir personally saw, and he asked the question. And then Narad Muni narrates, yeah, Narad Muni explains that Shishupal was having a special feature, because he was so envious of Lord, he was always thinking of Lord. He was so absorbed in Lord. So that was purifying to him. Someone actually, Prabhupada often tells that even if someone unknowingly chants the name of Lord, even if someone teasingly chants the name of Lord, or even if someone lovingly chants the name of Lord, all of them get purified. Of course, to different degree, but all of them get purified, because it is Lord's nature to purify whoever comes in touch with him. So Shishupal also came in touch with him in a negative way, but still he also got purified and he was delivered. He was so absorbed. And Narad Muni says that Shishupal was super Krishna conscious, more than me. Out of humility, he says. So Shishupal was Krishna conscious in a negative way. So that's how Shishupal was delivered, whereas Vena was not absorbed in the thought of Lord. Now the question may come, is it okay to become enemy of Lord and that way get absorbed, rather than becoming devotee and getting up early in the morning at 4 o'clock doing our japa? It is so troublesome. It's better to become a demon, hate the Lord, and get liberated. It may seem very reasonable, but actually, as our scriptures, acharyas, and Prabhupada prescribe, bhakti means that which is performed with favorable intentions. Although, even if someone performs unintentionally, he also gets purified. But the difference is, person who performs devotional service with favorable attitude, anukula bhavana, he will progress in Krishna consciousness happily. Whereas a person who is carrying negative intentions, pratikula bhavana, while performing devotional service, he undergoes purification by undergoing sufferings. Here we see Shishupal was purified, but the process of purification was very, very painful to him. So therefore, acharyas recommend the path of anukula bhakti, not pratikula bhavana in remembering the Lord. So that's a very important point. And after this, yes, uh, Narad Muni explains Narad Muni explains to Yudhishthir Maharaj that this demon Shishupal, he was not ordinary. Actually, Shishupal and Dantavakra, they both were they both were associates of Lord in Vaikuntha. Due to a curse given by Chatushkumaras, they had to descend into this world as demons. And now, because they have completed their term in remembrance of Lord, though negatively, they have been delivered and sent back to spiritual world. So this is what he says. And previously they had appeared as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyakashipu was killed by Lord when Hiranyakashipu tried to when Hiranyakashipu made an attempt to kill Prahlad Maharaj, who was a devotee of Lord and his own son. So as soon as Yudhishthira Maharaj hears that Hiranyakashipu made an attempt to kill his own son, generally parents are very kind and favorable and loving to the children, even demon children, what to speak of demigods. Even animals love their children, so what to speak of demon like Hiranyakashipu. So Yudhishthira Maharaj has got this question that how is it that being father Hiranyakashipu made an attempt to kill Prahlad Maharaj? Can you please explain me the background? So then uh, Narad Muni starts explaining about Prahlad Maharaj. Yeah. So he narrates. So before this, what had happened? Uh, yes. So here is a next chapter which begins. So in 7th canto, we have 15 chapters in which first 5 chapters are dedicated for explaining the Hiranyakashipu's character and atrocities, and the next 5 chapters from 6 to 10 are dedicated for explaining the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj and destruction of Hiranyakashipu, and last 5 chapters are dedicated for explaining Varnashrama system. The first 10 chapters are pure devotional service, and last 5 chapters explain about mixed devotional service. So here Narad Muni begins narrating the pastime of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj section. He says, uh, in the past, Diti had 2 sons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. And when Hiranyaksha created a lot of terror in society, in the world, Lord appeared as Varaha and killed Hiranyaksha. And when Hiranyaksha was killed, all his wives, wives and mother were very much aggrieved on the battlefield. We can see the picture here. This is a dead Hiranyaksha. And then seeing the crying mother and wives of Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu comes there to pacify them. And Hiranyakashipu speaks Bhagavad Gita philosophy in a very eloquent way. He says that, oh my dear mother, my dear sister-in-laws, why are you grieving upon the dead son and dead husband? Because the soul never dies, the body only dies. The soul is eternal, and the soul, when previous body is destroyed, it enters the next body. But the soul is eternal, and the goal of life is to attain Lord Vishnu. So therefore, don't lament, but focus your mind on Lord Vishnu to get relieved from the suffering of your husband and son's death. And he gives a very eloquent philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. And after this, he forgets everything. So this is the nature of demons. Demons means they speak something and they do something. So that is called demonic mentality. So here Hiranyakashipu is exhibiting the demonic mentality. He is speaking the philosophy, but he has no character, which is proven in the later chapters. So after this, Hiranyakashipu himself wanted to take revenge of his brother's death. What he wanted to do? He wanted to kill Lord Vishnu himself. Just now he told that Lord Vishnu is the ultimate goal of life, and now he is making a plan to kill the same Vishnu. So that is because he does not have a character. He only has theoretical knowledge in the head. So then he goes to the forest for performing austerities, and he performs his austerities for thousands of years. And the austerity were so severe that uh, everyone around him was suffering because of his austerities, and his body had completely was eaten by worms and ants. And eventually, Lord Brahma appeared, seeing his severe austerities, and Hiranyakashipu asked for a benediction of immortality. But Brahma says, I am not mortal, I am not immortal. How can I give you the benediction of immortality? Then we all know the conditions that Hiranyakashipu puts, that I should not die in the day or night, I should not die from the hands of demons or demigods, or I should not die from the any weapons, or I should not die inside the house, outside the house. In this way, so many conditions he puts, thinking that in this way, by putting intelligent puzzle, I will trick the death. And Brahma says Tatastu and leaves immediately from the place. And having received the power, Hiranyakashipu starts creating terror all over. He conquers all the three worlds, and he um, threatens the earth to give the food grains, and clouds shower rain out of fear of him. As soon as he would raise his eyebrows, demigods would fear. Even great sages like Saptarshis and Narad Muni, they all started putting their salams to him. He was so terror creating person. And he knew that by performing yajnas, Lord Vishnu gets strength. So therefore, let us destroy the Brahmanas, so that there is no yajnas performed and Vishnu will become weak and he will die. This was a foolish ideology that Hiranyakashipu carried. So in this way, he was creating terror everywhere. Seeing that demigods approach Lord Vishnu to protect, as always, along with Brahma. So then Brahmaji says, Lord Vishnu says that don't worry, soon when Hiranyakashipu teases Prahlad Maharaj or attempts to kill Prahlad Maharaj, that time I will appear and destroy him. But you all don't be fearful. So see, giving assurance in this way, all the demigods leave. So Lord says that Prahlad will appear, who will be a great devotee, and these are his qualities which are mentioned here. Yes. So Hiranyakashipu had 4 sons, out of which Prahlad was one of them. Prahlad was 5 years old. Hiranyakashipu had sent him to school of Chanda and Amaraka, who were sons of Shukracharya. So one day Hiranyakashipu took Prahlad Maharaj on his lap and he was asking, just like when parents see that son has come from the school, naturally parents want to know what the son is doing in the school, what is he learning. In the same way, Hiranyakashipu had affection for Prahlad and he asked Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad, boy, so Prahlad, what is your favorite subject in the school? What are you learning? Then Prahlad says, oh my father, I have learned that the goal of human life is to attain Lord, and it is a waste of time to be a materialist and suffer in this world. Therefore, you should give up this materialistic activities and go to the forest for meditating on Lord Vishnu. So hearing this, Hiranyakashipu becomes little upset and he also laughs, because generally when children speak lofty things, it is little fun for us to hear. So Hiranyakashipu thought he is also speaking in that way, and he sends him to the school, thinking that in the school he will go and learn politics and diplomacy. But eventually, once again, when Hiranyakashipu asks him, so now what have you learned in the school? Then again Prahlad Maharaj says, Smaranam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. He quotes that so we should always constantly engage in the devotional service of the Lord by Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. In this way, hearing that, Hiranyakashipu becomes very, very furious and he throws him from the lap, from the lap to the floor, and he calls Shanda and Amaraka and he chastises them heavily, saying that, what have you taught to my son in the school? And Shanda Amaraka says that, no, we are teaching diplomacy only, but I don't know from where he has learnt. But give us another chance, we will surely train him properly. Then Shanda Amaraka take him, Shanda Amaraka take him to the school. Again, they try to brainwash, but they were not successful. So when Hiranyakashipu comes to know that Prahlad is continuing to be a devotee of Lord, he is not ready to chant my name, Om Namo Hiranyakashipuvaya Namaha. So he's continuing to chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So he becomes very, very angry and he orders his soldiers to kill Hiranyakashipu, to kill Prahlad Maharaj in various ways possible, and he makes various attempts by throwing him in the pit of snakes, by trying to crush him under the feet of elephant, by feeding poison to him, by throwing him from the cliff, and so many types of ways they make attempts. But all their attempts simply fail because Lord was always giving them protection. And seeing that no attempts were successful, again Chandaka Amaraka take him to the school. But in school, he does a miracle. He preaches to the classmates. Whenever there was break, he would gather the classmates and he would preach them. And eventually, many of the children they started chanting Hare Krishna with him. And seeing the enthusiasm and happily performing of devotional service of Prahlad Maharaj, all of his classmates asked him, "From where did you learn all this? Because you and me are in same school, and you and me have same teachers. But how is it that you have learned devotional service and which we have not got?" Then Prahlad Maharaj says the background. So when Hiranyakashipu had gone for performing austerities, that time Kayadu, Prahlad's mother, was pregnant, and all the demigods wanted to destroy the womb of Kayadu because they were afraid the son of demon will be a greater demon. But at the same time, Narad Muni interferes and he says, the child in the womb is going to be a great Mahabhagavad devotee, so therefore you should not harm her and the womb also. So those days, and hearing that, actually, in this case, Indra had a plan that as soon as she gives birth to the baby, he will kill her. He will kill the baby. So those days, even Indra considered that we will not do abortion. But in today's world, we see people are so ruthlessly going for abortion, not knowing that the child is alive in the womb. So, hearing Narad Muni's words, Indra left Kayadu in the ashram of Narad Muni. And for many days, Kayadu heard Krishna Katha and the philosophy of Bhagavad Dharma from Narad Muni in the ashram of Narad Muni. And eventually, when Hiranyakashipu returns, she was sent back to the palace of Hiranyakashipu. Yes. So this is how uh, Prahlad had got the transcendental knowledge from Narad Muni. Actually, it is very important point here. Generally, in today's world, we see when a woman is pregnant, she watches all different kinds of programs in the television. All materialistic sound vibrations enter the womb of the child. Even in the womb, a child can hear very powerfully. So it is recommended for the pregnant woman to hear from Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita like literatures, the transcendental sound vibration, so that the child in the womb starts developing spiritual vision right from the womb. So it's very important. But Sarvabhauma, one of our great devotees in ISKCON, Sarvabhauma Prabhu, he was telling that if mothers hear uh, mundane television and they watch cartoons and movies, then the child born will also be like cartoon. He was making a joke because the transcendental, the mundane sound vibration is given to the child will also be materialistic. So this is how Prahlad became a devotee by hearing transcendental sound vibration from Narad Muni. And again, Hiranyakashipu, seeing that he is spoiling the classmates of Prahlad Maharaj also, he became very angry. And one day he calls Prahlad and he chastises him heavily, saying that if you say, uh, if you again continue to chant the name of Lord, you will be destroyed. If you are saying, if you are not ready to give up this process of devotional service, then you will be destroyed. You are where we have made all attempts to kill you, but you are not getting destroyed. Tell me from where you are getting this strength. Then Prahlad Maharaj says, I am getting the strength from the same person from whom you have got the strength. Then Hiranyakashipu becomes very angry. Then he says, if you say Lord is everywhere, then he should be there in this pillar also. And he crushes the pillar with his fist. And as soon as the pillar breaks out, from there appears Lord Narsimhadev. Narsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. And Lord Narsimha appears. Narsimhadev and Hiranyakashipu, as we see in the picture, they fight ferociously. And eventually, The Lord, fulfilling the condition which were put by Brahmaji, Lord kills Hiranyakashipu, keeping on the lap, not on the ground, not in the sky, at the door of palace, not inside the palace, not outside the palace. And Hiranyakashipu is not a demigod, he is not a demon, and is not even a human being. He is half lion and half human being. So he fulfills the condition of Hiranyakashipu, which were promised by Brahmaji. So in this way, Hiranyakashipu was killed by Lord Narsimhadev and and had exhibited his love for Prahlad Maharaj. And after this, everyone standing in the assembly was very afraid to go near angry Lord Narsimhadev. At that time, Brahmaji tries to pacify him, but he was very fearful to not to go in front of Lord. And even Lakshmi Devi was fearful to go in front of Lord. So at that time, they all sent Prahlad Maharaj to pacify the Lord. And there are very beautiful prayers offered by Prahlad Maharaj in the chapter 9 of this canto, on which Prabhupada has given so many lectures. So these are very devotional and very heart-moving prayers. Prahlad Maharaj says that, O Lord, it is your causeless mercy that you have appeared and you have given darshan. Although I am born in a demoniac family, I don't deserve to be receiving your darshan. This is Prahlad Maharaj's humility. He says, my father was a demon and I am in a demon's family, and you are still kind to be merciful upon me, and you are uh, accepting my prayers. Although there are Brahmaji, there is Lord Shiva, there is Mother Lakshmi, in front of them, I am an insignificant demon, but still you are kind to me. So in this way, he prays. Almost there are 30-40 shlokas which are very beautiful. So, uh, so hearing these lectures of Prabhupada on this section has been very enlightening to me. I have heard some of the lectures, quite a good number of lectures. And by the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, Lord gets pacified, and eventually Brahma enthrones Prahlad Maharaj as a as a king of all the demons, and he leaves. So this is how uh, Narad Muni narrates the whole pastime of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu to Yudhishthir Maharaj. And Yudhishthir Maharaj, hearing the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj, he becomes very much astonished, and he becomes very much inspired also, that Prahlad Maharaj exhibited such pure devotional service that even at the extreme conditions, he never gave up devotional service. Actually, for Prahlad Maharaj, it would have been very easy if he would have told uh, he would have told Hiranyakashipu, "Oh, I learned politics. Oh, I learned diplomacy," and he would have told some points, and Hiranyakashipu would have left him. But Prahlad Maharaj was not of that category. He was fully fixed up on Sanatana Dharma, pure devotional service. Now, hearing this, Yudhishthir Maharaj asks him the question, "Oh, Prahlad Maharaj is a great devotee. He can perform pure devotional service. But what about the common people who cannot perform devotional service, who are still having a lot of conditionings and struggling with that?" Then Narad Muni narrates, explains about Varnashrama system, which are meant for elevating the ordinary living entities. So in next four chapters, four Varnas and four Ashramas are described by Narad Muni. So he explains Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya and Shudra, Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi, the duties of all these four Varnas and four Ashramas, and the symptoms of four Varnas and four Ashramas. So the detail goes in this way, and towards the end of towards the end, uh, when he explains about sannyasi, the qualities of sannyasi, Narad Muni tells the incident where Prahlad Maharaj meets an Avadut Brahmana in the forest, and who gives very beautiful instructions, which are recorded in the 14th chapter and 15th chapter, 14th chapter especially. And in the 15th chapter, we see the qualities of a sannyasi. So this is how the last five chapters are dedicated for explaining the duties of explaining the system of Varnashrama Dharma. So this is a part of Mishra Bhakti, which helps one to gradually progress. But for ISKCON devotees, Srila Prabhupada has given the direct process of devotional service, which can quickly purify the living entity, although having so many conditionings. Yes, so this completes the seventh canto, and from here we go to the next canto, eighth canto, and eighth canto we come across many wonderful characters of Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 7 and Canto 8, these two are compared to the hands of Lord Krishna, the lotus hands of Lord Krishna, arms, the left and right. And in the Canto 8, we find, one second, I'll just share the slides. Yes. So in the Canto 8, we find very beautiful characters of Gajendra. Then we have Bali Maharaj and yeah, Bali Maharaj, Gajendra, and Satyavrata Muni, who comes towards the end. So Canto 8 begins with the prayers of Swayambhu Manu in the first chapter. Actually, till seventh canto, we heard about all the great kings in the first Manvantara. Basically, Parishit Maharaj had asked to describe all the great kings who appeared from first Manvantara till seventh Manvantara. Currently, the seventh Manvantara is going on. So, till now, we heard from Canto 1 to 7 only from first Manvantara. Now, the second Manvantara begins in the second canto. Swayambhu Manu was the first Manu for the first Manvantara. And towards the end of first Manvantara, Swayambhu Manu quits the kingdom and goes to the forest, and he performs austerities. And while he was performing austerities, uh, there were many yakshas and demons who were trying to destroy him. So at that time, one of the incarnations of Lord, named Yagya, he appears and destroys all those demons and saves Swayambhu Manu. So he is a Manvantar avatar. Yagya is a Manvantar avatar in the first Manu. And after that appears, so here in the 8th canto we see there is section of Gajendra from chapter 2 to 4, and 5 to 12 we see a Samudra Manthan pastime which explains the incarnation of 6th Manu, and 13-14 we come across the descriptions of the different dynasties in the 7th Manu, and 15 to 23 beautiful section of Vamandev comes, and finally Matsya Avatara. Yeah. So in this section, we will complete up to 6 Manus, from 2nd Manu up to 6th Manu. 6 Manvantaras are covered. Swarochisha Manu. Actually, in every Manvantara, one Manvantara avatar appears, who is scheduled for that Manu, scheduled for that Manvantara. So in the second Manvantara, Swarochisha Manu was ruling, during which Lord Vibhu appears. And in the third Manvantara, Uttama Manu was ruling, during which Satyasena appears. And in the fourth Manvantara, Tamasa Manu was ruling, during which Lord Hari appears. And when Lord Hari appears, he destroys the crocodile and gives protection to elephant Gajendra. And Raivata Manu and Chakshusha Manu come after that. So as soon as Parishit Maharaj heard that Lord Hari appeared to save Gajendra, who was in the jaws of crocodile, he becomes very much interested to know the pastime of how Lord delivered Gajendra. Actually, Parishit Maharaj was also in a desperate condition. He was also seeking the protection of Lord. So therefore, he was very eager to know how Lord gave protection to Gajendra. So from there begins the section of Gajendra. Yes, we'll go ahead. Yeah. So this pastime begins in the second chapter, where in the Trikuta mountains there was one great. One second. Yeah. Yeah. So there was a Trikuta mountain where Gajendra, who was the king of the forest, was living with his family. And the forest in the Trikuta mountain was very, very beautiful. There were lakes, there were ponds, there were many different kinds of flowers. Although it is not shown here, but there were different kinds of flowers and trees and birds. And it was very, very beautiful. So in that beautiful place, Elephant Gajendra, the king of elephant, along with his wives and children, had come for a tour or picnic. And in that picnic or a tour, he experienced a great tragedy. So when he was drinking water in this clear pond, suddenly there was attack of a crocodile from nowhere. Yeah, suddenly he was attacked by a crocodile. We can see in this picture. Actually, this is a very precarious condition. In this case, the elephant Gajendra was a king of the whole forest, and all animals used to fear him. And his wives are with him, and everyone is watching him. Although he is very proud of his kingship, as soon as the crocodile caught him, he became completely helpless. He was fighting to get rid of the crocodile, to get off the crocodile, but he was not able to. And eventually, he was being pulled into the water, and everyone is just watching. Even the relatives, the wives and children, they are not able to do anything. So at this point, Gajendra feels completely helpless. Actually, this is the nature of this world. Whenever uh, whenever there are times where everything appears to be going very nicely, we can see in our situation, our life also, where we hear so many uh, cases in and around our office work or at home or among relatives, that someone suddenly dies or someone suddenly encounters a serious disease, or uh, someone suddenly gets a loss of his industry, or someone suddenly is fired from the job. So this kind of different tragedies occur in our life without any prior intimation, just as Gajendra's leg was caught by crocodile without any prior intimation. So this is the nature of world: uncertainty and um, danger. So always there is a uh, crocodile around us waiting, but we don't know when it is going to pounce on us. So this is what we learn from this section of Gajendra. And after this, when Gajendra is in a very helpless condition, very precarious condition, so at that time he starts praying to the Lord. Generally, it is a natural tendency. Anyone who is in a difficult situation, he tries to pray to the Lord. We can see recently when there was a corona all around the world, and so many countries were suffering different difficulties. Some countries faced great economic collapse. Some countries faced great uh, loss of property, loss of manpower, loss of jobs, and death of near and dear ones. So people were facing different problems. Even country like America declared 15th March to be a prayer day. We can imagine American people, they are known for their scientific advancement, but still they too had no option other than taking shelter of the Lord. So it's a very amazing thing that every person has a natural tendency to take shelter of Lord in the dangerous condition. Now, in this case, Gajendra is offering, Gajendra starts offering prayers to Lord in that helpless condition. It's very amazing. Even an animal is offering prayers. So in his prayers, he says, Muktaya Bhuri Karunaya Namo Layaya. This is a very beautiful statement in his prayers where he says, O Lord, you are Muktaya, you are liberated, whereas I am bound in the mouth of crocodile. Because you are Muktaya, you have the capacity to make others Mukta. This is what he glorifies. It's a very interesting glorification. He says, Lord, you are liberated and you have the capacity to liberate. And will you liberate me? Yes, because you are Bhuri Karunaya. You are very merciful. Generally, somebody may have lot of money, but whether he will give charity to me or whether he will give alms to me, he will give or he will not give, up to him. But if he is merciful, he will surely give. So this is how Gajendra is glorifying. Oh Lord, you are liberated and you can give liberation, and because you are merciful, you will give me liberation too. So in this way, he offers very beautiful prayers in the third chapter of 8th canto, which we can read and relish. And hearing the prayers, Lord appears, and this is a very uh, difficult situation. Here, Gajendra is not asking for the protection when he is eventually praying. Towards the end of the prayers, we can see that Gajendra is simply taking shelter of Lord by remembering. And Prabhupada writes in this purport that Gajendra is getting this prayers from his heart because in the past life, as Indradumna Raja, he was a great devotee, and while he was performing tapasya, performing his meditation on the Lord, one day Agastya Muni, he entered the place, and Indradumna was very much absorbed in meditating on the Lord, and he did not pay attention to Agastya Muni. And Agastya Muni became very angry, and cursed he cursed Indradumna Raja to become a dumb animal because you are not responding to me. And that's how in the next life he appears as Gajendra. And because he has performed devotional service in the past life, in this life Gajendra, though in the animal life, he is getting memory of prayers that he practiced and performed in the last life. So therefore Prabhupada mentions that we should always try to memorize some verses, some prayers like Narsimarti or the Hare Krishna mantra or the Brahma Samhita. So by memorizing these verses, our consciousness, our subconsciousness gets occupied with transcendental thoughts and sound vibrations. And Prabhupada also makes one more point. Here, the fight between crocodile and Gajendra went on for thousands of years, where although Gajendra was most powerful animal in the entire forest, but because he was dragged into the water, he was not able to fight with his full strength. Similarly, Prabhupada says, taking this example, that uh, we can be in whichever ashram which is favorable to our situation. If somebody is feels that grihastha ashram is very conducive to him, he should honestly accept grihastha ashram and practice devotional service there. And if somebody feels brahmachari ashram or sannyas ashram is conducive, then one should practice devotional service in that order, so that gives strength to him. So this is a lesson that Prabhupada brings out in this place. And eventually when Lord Hari appears and gives protection to Gajendra here. So when Lord appears, he delivers both. He delivers the crocodile also, and he delivers Gajendra also. And Gajendra transforms into a beautiful Vishnuduta, who was taken by Lord on his Garuda. So this completes the section of Gajendra, and after this, Shukdev Goswami continues telling that in fifth Manvantara, Raivatamanu appeared and Vaikuntha avatar appeared, and in sixth Manvantara, Chakshushamanu appeared as a ruler, and Ajita appeared as an incarnation. And Lord Ajita, when he appeared, he produced nectar by churning the ocean while holding the Mandara mountain on his Kurmavatara incarnation, and he starts going ahead. Immediately, Parishit Maharaj gives a pause. Oh, I want to hear this pastime. The reason for why Lord Ajita wanted to churn the ocean of milk, and why did why was Mandara mountain taken for churning? So he becomes very curious, and then begins the pastime of Samudra Manthan. So this pastime begins with the fight between demons and demigods. So once this we see in the sixth canto also, because of offense committed by Indra towards Brihaspati, the whole fights began. And again the same mistake is committed in the sixth Manvantara. So once when Durvasa Muni had gone to Indra's place, so Durvasa Muni offered him a garland, and Indra took the garland and gave it to his Airavata elephant, and the elephant took it and crushed it below the feet. So this was very insulting to Durvasa, and we know Durvasa is very angry man, and Durvasa gives a curse that may you lose all your power. So hearing this curse, Indra became very much disturbed that they lost all their powers, and the demons took this opportunity to attack on the demigods, and then begins the fight between demons and demigods. Yeah, yeah. So demons and demigods start fighting, and in the course, because demigods had lost all their powers, they approach Lord Vishnu for protection, and Lord Vishnu gives them advice that you should make a plan, you should make a agreement with the demons and churn the nectar so that you all can become strong. And when you are churning the ocean, many things will appear. Some things will be attractive, some will be deadly. So don't be fearful for deadly things, and don't be get allured and greedy for attractive things. And whatever proposals demon give, you should simply accept it and go ahead. So with this instruction, all the uh, demigods, the king of demigods Indra, he goes to Bali Maharaj, and Bali Maharaj and Indra, they both make an agreement that both of us together churn the ocean, and whatever nectar comes, we will share. And eventually, uh, both the demons and demigods, they decide that we will get Mandara mountain, and we will put it in the ocean, and we will churn it with the Mandara mountain. And but while carrying the Mandara mountain, all the demigods and the demons, because Mandara mountain is a very heavy mountain made of gold. While they were carrying, it was so heavy that they were not able to balance, and eventually Mandara mountain collapsed on many of the demons and demigods. So many demons and demigods were crushed under this Mandara mountain. And seeing that Lord Vishnu appears there as Ajita, he says, "Oh, you all are not able to carry it. Let me carry and help you." So he carries Mandara mountain on his Garuda along with all the demigods and demons. And thus he brings it and drops in the ocean. And in the ocean, they take a huge snake Vasuki for for putting around the Mandara mountain to churn. And in this way, they start churning. But when they were churning, the mountain starts going below the water, and it starts sinking while churning, because there is no stability, there is no support at the bottom. So at that time again, Lord appears as tortoise. We can see in this picture, Lord has appeared as tortoise, sitting below the uh, sitting below the mountain, and from bottom, Kurmavatara gives protection, gives support to the churning of the ocean. And eventually the top side becomes very imbalanced, and the Lord appears on the top also as Ajita and makes his table from top as Ajita. So in this picture we can see on the top Lord Vishnu is sitting Ajita, and bottom there is Kurma Avtara, and before that Lord appeared to uh, carry the Mandara mountain. So in this way there are many incarnations that appear just to make this pastime happen. So we can see every step Lord is coming and helping. In our life also, when we perform devotional service or even in an ordinary person's life, Lord is always coming and helping us to do the things. But unfortunately, we consider ourselves as a doer and we do not recognize Lord's help to us in our life. So this pastime dictates us, helps us understand that for doing anything, we need Lord's help. So when both the demons and demigods they start churning, the ocean, they get different things from the churning. And the first thing that comes is halahal, the poison. And when the poison comes, everyone becomes very fearful. So this poison was similar to the poison which Kalia was oozing in the river Yamuna. It was very deadly. Whoever would just smell it, they would simply die. So it is very poisonous, and all the demigods became very fearful. They again approached Lord Vishnu to save, and Lord Vishnu says we should go to Lord Shiva. And when all the demigods come to Lord Shiva, being very compassionate, comes forward and he drinks all the poison, and he keeps the poison in the throat, and that's how he becomes known as Nilakantha. So this is Lord Shiva's compassion for the whole world. Generally, nobody wants to die or nobody wants to suffer for others. But Lord Shiva is very compassionate. So in this churning of the ocean, so many things appear, but Lord Shiva does not take any of them. He takes only poison because he was not interested in any of these things. He was interested only in the welfare of the world. So the churning continues after Lord Shiva drinks all the poison. And in the churning, there are many things that appear. First thing appears is Surabhi cow, which sages take, and then Uchchashrava, the horse appears, and the elephants appear, Airavata appears, and Kaustubhajam appears, which Lord Vishnu takes, and Lakshmiji appears, who goes to Lord Vishnu, and Varuni appears, many Apsaras appear. So in this way, many different things also appear, which were shared by demigods, demons, and Lord Vishnu. And finally appears, in this way 14 things appear, and finally appears Dhanvantari with the nectar pot. And as soon as nectar pot comes, all the demons snatch it away from the hands of Dhanvantari and they start running. And actually, this is the nature of demons. So demons, that is the nature of demons, that although they may be honest, that among when in the public, but when it comes to among themselves, they always fight that they want. Initially, there was a plan that whatever nectar comes, both will share. But now, demons are not ready to share, and even among demons, they are fighting. The strong demons, they are taking the nectar and going away, and the weak demons are saying, "Oh, this is injustice. Initial plan was that we will share the nectar with everyone, but you are not sharing." So this is a nature of demons, that they always want to cheat. Yeah, but Lord is also very intelligent. Again, the demigods approach Lord, and Lord appears as Mohini Murti and takes the nectar from the very intelligently takes the nectar from the hands of demons. Actually, Lord is an amazing person. By his speech and by his gestures, he can convince anything of anyone. So in this case, he made the demons completely believe him, that he or she will give the nectar only to the particular demon. But demons were tricked in this way. So Lord as Mohini Murti takes the nectar and he distributes among the demigods first, and he finishes it. And as soon as he completes it, he immediately boards the Garuda, not plane, Garuda bird, and he flies away from there. and all the demons just keep watching him, and they feel cheated. And after this news goes to Lord Shiva. The demons and demigods, they again start fighting, that they wanted the nectar but they did not get. So again the fight starts. This is at one side. On the other side, yeah, yeah, the demons and demigods again start fighting, having received the nectar. And the war was so ferocious, even the blood started oozing all directions. So much so that the blood was going from one planet to another planet. So much bloodshed was there. And finally, when the uh, Lord appears, actually he sees that demigods are still not able to cope up. Lord appears and kills all the demons, and that way, yeah, yeah, King Indra annihilates the demons, and Bali Maharaj is brought back to Shukracharya. So in this fight between demigods and demons, because demigods got the nectar, they became very very powerful, and they destroyed all the demons, including the leader of the demons, Bali Maharaj. But Bali Maharaj was the king of all the demons. Shukracharya, who is his guru, he brings him back to the life by his mystic powers. At the same time, Lord Shiva becomes very interested, hearing the pastime of hearing that Lord appeared in a very beautiful form of Mohini Murti. And he goes to Lord in Vaikuntha and requests Lord, "Oh Lord, I heard that you have appeared in the form of Mohini Murti, who bewildered everyone. I also wish to see the form." And Lord agrees, and Lord appears again as he displays again his Mohini Murti form. And seeing that form, Lord Shiva becomes very much agitated, and he starts running behind Mohini Murti. And after after chasing for some time, Lord Shiva catches Mohini Murti and he embraces her. And seeing this, everyone is very much astonished, all the followers of Lord Shiva. So at that time, he releases energy at that time, and he comes back to his senses. So Lord Shiva, having embarrassed by Lord Vishnu's energy, he does not feel embarrassed actually, because he understands it is not Maya, it is Lord himself, and only my master Lord can bewilder me, but no one else. So in this way, the Mohini Murti pastime happens. Then after this, in the chapter 13 and 14, uh, Parishit Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami describes the various Manus who are coming in the future. Yeah, in the 14 and 15. And parallelly, uh, now Bali Maharaj is brought back to life by Shukracharya. And Bali Maharaj, again he gathers a military, a huge army, and attacks the heavenly planet where Indra was residing. And seeing this, Indra becomes very much afraid that there was a huge army in front of him. At that time, he goes to Brihaspati and asks for guidance. And Brihaspati says, "This is not a right time for you to fight, because Bali Maharaj is having a very huge army. You should better leave this place and hide yourself." And eventually, when Lord appears as Vaman Dev, he will snatch away all the kingdom of heaven and give it back to you. So, hearing this from Brihaspati, Indra, and all the demigods, they just leave the place, handing over heavenly planet to Bali Maharaj. And thus, Bali Maharaj occupies the throne of heavenly planet, and all the demigods, they become bereft of any wealth. So at that time, the mother of demigods, Aditi, she becomes very much unhappy. She, in order to get the property of her own sons and save her sons, she performs a payorata, a process of worship, so that she can get the property of her sons back to them. Actually, this pastime happens in the heavenly planet. So Aditi was so much distressed in the heavenly planet. the body of woman are very, very beautiful. Not only women, everyone are very, very beautiful, and they don't undergo old age. They don't come across any diseases. But still, one may think that if you don't have diseases, if you don't have old age, if you have a lot of wealth, we can be happy. But from this Aditi section, we can see, although she has all the beauty, wealth, strength, no diseases, all the facilities, but still she is unhappy and aggrieved. So that goes to show all these facilities and all comforts, they don't make us happy. So even in heavenly planets, there is dissatisfaction, there is politics, there is envy that is still existing in heavenly planets. So one should not aspire to go to such a place where there is suffering of the same world, although there are better comforts. So Aditi starts performing Payorata process of worship, and eventually Lord appears as her son in the form of Vamandev. So and Vamandev performs a very beautiful pastime here. He uh, uh, he was he was a beautiful dwarf Brahmana, a short-heighted Brahmana, and in a very tricky way, he goes to Bali Maharaj to get the property back. Yeah. So Bali Maharaj, he goes to, sorry, Vamanadev, he goes to Bali Maharaj sacrificial arena. So at that time, when Bali Maharaj was performing the sacrifice, when he sees the Brahmana, Vamanadev, he welcomes him and gives him a place to sit on the throne. And here we can see that Vamanadev is sitting on the throne. And Bali Maharaj is very, very happy to receive Vamandev, and he asks the Brahmana Vamandev that, "Oh Brahmana, you have appeared in the sacrificial arena of mine. Please let me know what charity I can give it to you." That time, uh, Vamandev says that you can just give me charity of 3 steps land. And hearing this, Bali Maharaj starts laughing or smiling, saying that, "Oh, just 3 steps of land is insult to me. You should ask something big." Then Vamandev says, "Oh, if somebody is not satisfied with what he gets, then he will not be satisfied even if he gets the whole world." So this principle of satisfaction we can see in the case of Hiranyakashipu. So although Hiranyakashipu was conqueror of the entire 3 planetary systems, he was not satisfied. Or we can say Alexander in recent times, he was trying to conquer the whole world, but he was never satisfied. So this principle of satisfaction is given by Vamandev here as a Brahmana. So devotee should always be satisfied with whatever facilities Krishna gives in our life. And Bali Maharaj says, agrees for the proposal of Vamandev. And when Vamandev, yeah, but at the same time, Shukracharya tells to Bali Maharaj, "Oh, this dwarf Brahmana is not an ordinary Brahmana. He may appear like a simple Brahmana, but this is none other than Lord Vishnu himself. He has come to take the property, entire heavenly planet from you. So therefore, you should not give any property to him." So in this way, Shukracharya gives him advice to not give any property to Vamandev. But Bali Maharaj gives 9 reasons that why I should give charity. Actually, Bali Maharaj, although he's coming in the dynasty of demons, he's a uh, he's a follower of Prahlad Maharaj. He is not a disciple of Shukracharya. That we can see from the verses. So Bali Maharaj gives 9 reasons why I should give the charity to Bali Maharaj, give charity to Vamanadev. And giving those 9 reasons, uh, Bali Maharaj agrees that to give 3 steps. And in the first 2 steps, Vamandev covers the Bhumandala and the upper planetary system. So in this way, everything is covered in the first 2 steps. And Vamandev asks, where should I keep the third step? Bali Maharaj says, you can keep your third step on my own head because there is no other place left. The proprietor of the place is more greater than the place itself. So therefore, my head is the third step for you. Please keep your third step on my head. So saying this, Lord keeps his third step on Bali Maharaj's head. So in this situation, Prahlad Maharaj appears there, and his wife is Bali Maharaj's wife is also present there, and the demons are also present there. Everyone is watching him. That Bali Maharaj was not able to initially fulfill that three steps. He had only given only two steps. So he was very much ashamed. But eventually he offers his own head at the lotus feet of Lord Vamandev. Yeah, Bali Maharaj surrenders his life at the lotus feet of Vamandev. So Vamandev was very much pleased with the uh, fixity of Bali Maharaj in the devotional service. So here we can learn a very important lesson that in any difficult situation, a devotee never deviates from devotional service. So Bali Maharaj, he lost all his property. Bali Maharaj lost the support of demons. Even his wife was chastising him. And even his spiritual master Shukracharya, he cursed him to lose everything. So in a emotionally broken down situation, physically painful situation, because he was bound by Varuna Pasha, which is very painful, and in a very much um, difficult situation, he still continued to surrender to Lord Vamandev. So that's a, for us it may appear very simple when we hear it, but those who have lost something, we can ask them. There are people, uh, whenever when their business was burnt down or there was a great loss in the business, people have committed suicide. So when there was no rains and the crops, or the over rain due to which the crops were not obtained, farmers have committed suicide. When the exams, when students fail in the exam, they commit suicide. So there are n number of reasons for which people have committed suicides. So here Bali Maharaj is losing the entire kingdom, entire property, plus entire um, relatives, his own wife, his own spiritual master, demons, everyone has rejected him. But still, he was very grateful to offer himself to the Lord's lotus feet. So that shows Bali Maharaj's great surrender. And eventually, Lord gives blessings to Bali Maharaj that you remained chaste to me even after so much difficulties. Therefore, I give you Sutala Loka, which will be more opulent than heavenly planet, and I will personally reside at your kingdom at Sutala Loka. So Vamandev blesses Bali Maharaj in this way, and he sends him to Sutala Loka. And after that, uh, all the demigods, they occupy the heavenly planet. And at that time, only Shukracharya is present. All the demons and Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, they all go to Sutara Loka below. And only Shukracharya is remaining. At that time, Lord Vamandev asked Shukracharya, "Oh Shukracharya, Bali Maharaj was performing the sacrifice and he gave me charity. What was the fault in the sacrifice because of which he suffered?" At that time, Shukracharya quotes this very beautiful mantra: Mantratas tantratas chidra desha kalhara vastutah sarvam karoti nischidram anusankirtanam tava. That means in any activity there will be discrepancies, but wherever there is your name chanted, there cannot be any fault. The purpose of any sacrifice or yajna is to please you. If you are already pleased, then there is no fault in this sacrifice. So saying this, Shukracharya uh, comes to his senses that everything belongs to the Lord. And after this, yeah, thus ends the section of Bali Maharaj. And after this comes, this was the narration in the sixth Manvantara. And towards the end of sixth Manvantara, another incarnation appears of Lord, who is Matsya Avatara. So, in the dynasty, one of the kings, whose name was Satyavrata, he was performing austerities, and one day he comes across a small fish in a pond, in a small water body. And the fish requests him, "O king, you are a king of the world. Please give me protection. I am suffering in this small pond." And the king picks up the small fish and he puts him in the pot in his ashram, in his palace, in his place. And after some days, he sees that the fish has grown in the pot and the place has become very small for it. And the fish again requests, "Please put me somewhere else." Then the king takes it into the well. Again, the fish grows and he takes it into the river. Again, the fish grows. And finally, he puts the fish in the ocean. Still, the fish grows to so large. And at that time, the king Satyavrata, he understands that I don't have any capacity for giving protection or shelter to this fish. This must be Lord Vishnu himself. And identifying that, he offers prayers to Matsyavatara. And Lord tells him that now the Manvantara is going to end, there will be devastation. So be ready for the devastation. And soon there will be a lot of floods everywhere. So therefore, when the floods come, take all the sages and saptarshis and board a ship tied with the Vasuki snake. And the same thing happens. The inundation happens. The sages appear for the shelter, and Satyavrata king, he takes all the sages and boards the ship, and the ship is tied to the horn of the golden fish incarnation. And thus all the sages and Satyavrata king, they are saved. And this Satyavrata king, in the seventh Manvantara, he becomes the Manu, next Manu. Yeah. So this ends the Canto 8. Now we will just briefly go through Canto 9. Although it's time, but I will try to take a little faster. So in the Canto 8, Canto 9, yeah, the first 5 chapters describe about Durvasa Muni and Ambarish, then Lord Ram's pastimes, then Parashuram, then finally we have Lord Krishna. So in the previous chapter we saw that King Satyavrata, he was given darshan by Matsyavatara, and in the next Manvantara, 7th Manvantara, Satyavrata king appears as Manu in the 7th Manvantara. His name is Vaivashvata Manu. Currently, we know that the son of sun god is Manu, ruling as Manu, who is Vaivashvata Manu. And this is the same Vaivashvata Manu about whom we hear in Bhagavad Gita. Imam Vivashvate Yogam Pruttavana Hamavyayam Vivashwan Manave Praha. So the sun god is giving this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to his son, who is Vaivashvata Manu. Yeah. So we can see here in this ninth canto, we have 24 chapters, out of which first 13 chapters describe the dynasty of Sun, and the second 11 chapters describe the dynasty of Moon. Why we are studying all this dynasty? Because Lord Krishna is going to appear in one of these dynasties. So therefore we are studying it. So in the Sun dynasty, Vaivasvata Manu appears. Vaivasvata Manu, he had 10 sons and one daughter named Ila. So these 10 sons are described in the first 5 to 6 chapters, and in the later chapters and in the second part, Moon dynasty is described. So as we see here, Vaivasvata Manu had 10 sons: Ikshvaku, Nriga, Sharyati, and so like that there were 10 sons. So here we hear pastime of Sharyati and his daughter Sukanya going to Kanva Muni, where Kanva Muni eventually, yeah, the pastime goes into detail, but we will not go to detail because time is less. In the first, second, and third, there are a lot of descriptions of sons of Vaivasvata Manu, And in the 4th chapter, a very important personality comes, who is Ambarish Maharaj. So these are 10 sons, of which one of the sons, the last ninth son, is Nabhaga, whose son is Nabhaga, and Nabhaga's son is Ambarish, about whom we hear. So Ambarish was a great king, he was very devoted and very Krishna conscious, and once he had performed Ekadashi Vrata for the welfare of the entire kingdom. And at that time, when he was about to break his fast, one of the sage had appeared, whose name is Durvasa. And when Durvasa was present as a guest, at that time, uh, actually Durvasa goes for taking bath, but Ambarish Maharaj is waiting to break his fast, because unless we break the fast on fast of Ekadashi, we will not be able to get the full benefit. So therefore, fast has to be broken in the right time of Parana time. So Ambarish Maharaj, knowing this, he consults the Brahmanas and takes little Charanamrita to break his fast. But as soon as Durvas Muni comes to know, he comes to know, he considered it as a great offense to the guest, and he curses Ambarish Maharaj, and he creates a demon to destroy Ambarish Maharaj. We can see in this picture. And as soon as this big demon appears in front of Ambarish Maharaj starts offering prayers to the Lord. Oh Lord, you are my master. If you want me to kill, please kill me. Then nobody can stop. And if you want me to save, you can save me. So in this way, he offers prayers and just depends on Lord. And at this time, Sudarshan Chakra appears, and Sudarshan Chakra kills this demon and protects Ambarish Maharaj. After killing this demon, Sudarshan does extra service of chasing behind Durvasa Muni to kill him. Durvasa Muni, not having any place, he goes to Brahma, he goes to Lord Shiva, and finally he goes to Lord Vishnu also for seeking protection. But Lord Vishnu says, I am servant of my devotees, and devotees greater than me. If my devotees forgives you, then Sudarshan will leave you. And hearing that, Durvasa Muni immediately rushes to Ambarish Maharaj and falls at his feet and begs forgiveness. Seeing this, Ambarish Maharaj uh, requests the Sudarshan, offers his prayers to not harm anyone, and he also forgives Durvasa Muni. So in this section, we can see that although uh, Durvasa Muni, he created a demon for killing Ambarish Maharaj still continued to be kind to him. So whenever somebody harms us, we tend to become inimical towards him. But actually, a devotee remains kind to him, even if creating harm to us. And later we see, after Ambarish Maharaj, there are many other kings who appear in the Sun dynasty, as we hear about Saubhari Muni also. Yeah, there are Saubhari Muni, Sagara King, and many great kings appear in this Sun dynasty. And one of those great kings is Lord Ramchandra, Suryavamshi we call. And there were also uh, Kusha and Nimi coming in the same dynasty. And this completes the first half of this canto. And the second half of the canto, the Moon dynasty, we have uh, Vaivasvata Manu's daughter, Ila. From her, the Moon dynasty begins. Actually, Ila and Moon god's son, Buddha, they both get married and they produce 5 children, whose name was yeah, they had one son named Pururava, who produces 5 children from Urvashi, and one of those was Vijaya and other was Ayu. From Ayu comes Yayati, and Yayati gives birth to 4 sons named uh, Yadu and 3 more. And this is the same Yadu from whom, yeah, we'll go a little ahead. Yeah, from Yayati comes 4 sons, and one of them is Yadu, and this is the same Yadu from whom Yadu dynasty goes ahead, in which Lord Krishna appears. And when Lord Krishna appears, he performs various pastimes. And till ninth canto, there are descriptions of various kings and devotees. At this point, when ninth canto comes to end, Parishit Maharaj becomes very, very curious. Now I have heard the glories of so many kings. Now it is a time for me to hear the pastimes of Krishna coming in the Yadu dynasty. And Parishit Maharaj puts beautiful questions for the beautiful questions to Shukdev Goswami, asking the reasons for Lord's appearance and what are the various activities that he performs. So till now we heard different kings' activities in brief in few chapters, but Krishna's activities are described in 4 full volumes of 10th canto, because Parishit Maharaj was intimately connected to Krishna, because Krishna was living with Pandavas with a lot of intimacy. So in this way, Parishit Maharaj was very, very eager to learn and hear the pastimes of 10th canto. Yeah. So which will be covered by His Grace Sri Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu in the next chapters. Actually, any discussions about um, Lord Krishna are very, very purifying for the hearers, for the inquirers, and for the person who is speaking. Just as Ganga is purifying upper planetary system, middle planetary system, and even lower planetary system, same way Krishna Katha purifies all categories of people. So Parishit Maharaj was very, very eager to hear these pastimes of 10th canto, the pastimes of Lord Krishna in detail from childhood in Vrindavan and later pastimes in Mathura and Dwarka. So the 10th canto will be entering in the next week with His Grace Sri Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu. So I am very, very grateful to all the devotees for giving a chance to discuss on this. So here we complete Canto 7, 8, 9 overview. If anybody has any questions or comments or any corrections, feedbacks, please. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, that was pronounced. One realization which I want to share here is
Yes, Mataji.
when you were
Please.
narrating about Bali Maharaj and how much he was actually very much heart to heart, he wanted to give the charity despite getting discouragement from his spiritual master, because when he was prompted that he could be Lord Vishnu, he said, no problem. Then if it is Lord Vishnu, definitely I should give. And as you said, 9 reasons which he told for him to go ahead with the charity. But still,
Yeah.
at last, everything, all events turned out to be like his wife scolds him, you did not keep up your promise, you deserve to be punished. Then at last, I think past time Lord Brahmaji has to come at last and ask Vamnadev, everything is done, still you're humiliating him to this extent. That time, Prabhuji, you mentioned that so many suicides are happening because of frustration, like
Yeah.
exams or
Yeah.
losing
Loss of so
job,
many
many
things.
things. Yeah, loss of many things. But Prabhuji, even though we are not going to that extent, but definitely frustration is there in everybody's life, including devotees. And I'm like
Yes.
sharing my own personal experience. So if Bali Maharaj could be humiliated to this extent by the Lord himself, and even his near and dear ones who were misunderstanding him and rebuking him for not keeping up his promise, definitely this is a lesson which we'll have to bear it in our mind and not to feel discouraged or frustrated for anything, as is my personal takeaway, Prabhuji, today's overview. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Prabhuji, for
In
your
this
time and
section,
effort for this. Yes,
Prabhupada
Prabhuji,
explains
very,
the
very
purports.
instructive. Yeah.
In that section, Prabhupada explains the purport. Just like uh, in our life also, there will be different difficulties come, challenges come. How we
Yes.
should take it is, it may be little traumatic also sometimes, but generally, if you have seen, when small children are punished by parents, or some toy is taken away or chocolate is taken away, to keep him away from bad habits or to uh, teach him some proper lessons, they take away the things from him or they give him some punishment. And the child, for him, he cries as if his life has gone. You can imagine what the child undergoes. He feels everything is gone now. the parents have become against me, they have taken this thing from me, or they are not giving these things to me. He becomes fully disturbed. But parents know that it is a very silly small thing, and it is very important for him to go through this punishment so that he can learn the lessons. In the same way, Lord gives us small punishments which are like traumatic to us. Actually, even change of body is also very small thing from the absolute viewpoint. But for us, it is shaking our existence. So Lord does those things uh, out of His affection for us, out of His kindness for us, just to rectify us. So when we see this, then it will be easy for us to take the challenges that come in our life, that Lord is doing it for our own rectification.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you again. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Dhanavad.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. I just want to ask you about the curse. You said Gajendra was cursed by Agastya Muni, right?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't understand the reason why he was cursed, actually. This is the first question. Secondly, Ambarish case. Ambarish Maharaj case, Lord has sent his Darshan Chakra to protect him. But that was not happened in the case of Gajendra. What could be the reason?
Yeah. In case of first question, what you mentioned was
Gajendra
what was
was
the first
cursed
question?
by Gajendra was
Why
cursed by
Gajendra was cursed? Sorry, why king was cursed and he became
because,
Gaja?
because he was engaged in a good service. He was not engaged in a bad deed, actually. Still,
Yeah.
he was cursed by Agastya Muni, right?
One reason our acharyas mentioned, Prabhupada and our acharyas mentioned, uh, whenever there are some tragedies created in the life of devotees, they are meant to accelerate his devotional service. So Indradumna Maharaj was sitting in the forest and as he was doing his meditation, which would have taken millions of lifetimes for him, millions of years for him to perfect his life. But because of the curse given by Agastya Muni, his devotional service was accelerated. In the next life only he saw the Lord. And also it is explained whenever a sage gives a curse, that curse is not actually curse, that curse is a blessing in disguise, which we may not understand. Just like when Nalakuvara Manigriv, they were doing sinful activities of embracing women in the river of Ganga, Narad Muni cursed them. Now somebody may say, how can a sadhu curse? But actually, what was the result of the curse? They both were born in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, where they got to see Krishna's pastimes, and eventually they were delivered, which would not have happened if Narad Muni would not have cursed them. So the curse of a sage is always a blessing in disguise. This we can see in any case. So in this case also, Agastya Muni cursed him, because of which he attained the Lord's lotus feet very fast. And another reason is in those days, the culture of receiving guests was very, very strong. So when a guest arrives, he has to be received well and attended well. And if you have read fifth canto, there is a description of a hell where those who do not receive the guests well are sent. There is a special hell made for those who don't receive guests properly. So instead of sending him to hell, Agastya Muni cursed him to become a dumb animal. So this is much better than going to hell, right? These are 2-3 reasons because of which the curse is appropriate. What was the second question, Dhruv?
Second question,
Is it satisfying?
Ambarish Maharaj case, Lord has sent Sudarshan Chakra to protect him. But that was not happened for Gajendra. That is the question.
Yeah, for Gajendra, he himself personally came.
Okay.
For
No,
Gajendra,
I am talking about Gajendra previous life, because
okay, as Indradumna.
yeah.
Oh, no. As Indradumna, he was favored by Agastya Muni.
Right.
Apparently, it may appear that he has cursed him, but it is a favor to him to accelerate his devotional service. So Lord did not. It was by the will of the Lord that it happened.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
In this case, Lord wanted to teach Durvasa Muni a lesson also, and also to give a lesson to the world. So therefore, Lord, you understood this one? Durvasa Muni was at fault. Durvasa Muni was at fault.
Yeah.
Whereas Agastya Muni was not at fault.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, bro.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other comments? You can also give some suggestions and corrections by which I can rectify and improve. You all are my seniors, elders. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Such a vast subject, 3 cantos we are covering in 1.5 hours. That itself a big task. You are
I made an attempt. It was not a full justice.
done it nicely. So in this condition, what suggestion we will give, Prabhuji? It was nice. Thank you very much. So if there is no other questions, we will conclude, because Prabhuji already in 10:30 now there.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah. Thank you once again for giving the opportunity.
This, for 4 weeks we covered up to 9th canto, and we will be entering to the 10th canto from next week.
Yeah. Next year.
Next
New
year,
year,
first,
new
second
canto.
day of next year, 2nd of January. So it will
Yeah.
be a nice starting for all of us. So we will thank Prabhuji for his efforts and his time for updating all these cantos. We will Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare
So
Krishna.
we'll do Vaishnava Pranam also to Prabhuji.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha
Danam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Hare Krishna. I request devotees, if they get a chance to come to India, please visit ISKCON Pune. Hare Krishna.
Definitely, Prabhu.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
You will
Surely,
be
Prabhu will try.
now and then. You will be visiting us. We will be in touch. We will
Hare Krishna,
some
Manipusha
other
Prabhu.
classes in coming days also.
Hare Krishna, Manipurabhu. After lockdown hour, we may plan Prabhu's visit to Kanaya Desh also.
Yeah, we will invite. We will invite all of them. We will try. Thank you.
Thank you,
very
Prabhu.
much.
Prabhu, I will take leave now.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please convey
Hare
our
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
please convey our gratitude to Sri Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu also.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please pray for all of us.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We are Gita, gifted Gita. This one we are already achieved 420 Gitas. If anybody is interested to include some more, you can contact any of our devotees. Thank you very much, and we will.
Prabhu, actually, I sent some Gitas like Prabhuji, Ramakrishna Prabhu's
Yeah, that ton I already included, Prabhuji.
Included, no? Okay, Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
that
Prabhuji,
ton
very
I
attractive offer, Prabhu, attractive price.
Yeah, this one only for this week.
Very attractive price.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
So anybody is willing, you can include now also. You can offer.
We'll send
So
some more, Prabhu. Tomorrow,
thank you
tomorrow
very
we'll
much
send
for
some.
all your association for this session. So next Saturday onwards, we'll have Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto. So please
That is
note
for,
it down.
it's planned for how long, Prabhu? The schedule is
1
made?
hour every
No,
Saturday.
that okay. No, number of weeks.
No, it will be
Hare Krishna.
It will one by one chapter will be covering 90 chapters. No, it will be 1
Okay.
year.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Asimanta,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I have one request for all the devotees. Please, this Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja, actually many devotees are very good. They are offered. But please let them give their Lakshmi to Shivaguna Prabhuji. He will send them link. Please, everybody, let them, because we need to send this money at least next week, Prabhuji.
Okay. Shivana Prabhuji,
Please,
you can send the links. You can.
No, already in
everyone.
progress, Prabhu. Already 10 devotees
No,
so far they have
yeah,
counted. More
10
than
to,
10 they
yes,
have counted.
yes, but
Yeah.
many are not still there is pending, Prabhuji. That's what I want to announce.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay.
We can call
Yes.
them and we can request them. No
If
problem.
somebody
Yes,
want
I
to
will be.
cover as cash, they can do that also. They are not.
Yeah, that also possible. No issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Sundar Prabhu is there. Sundar Pillai Prabhu.